Sometimes you just want to play guitar, but life comes in the way. So this guitar has a broken headstock, and in this video I will attempt to fix it without bringing it to a professional luthier and pay a lot of money for it. Though I'm kind of a luthier myself, but that's beside the point. Let's get started. So this is my brother's guitar, and as you can see it's dirty and in a bad shape. Here we can see the headstock, which has been cracked, and I actually don't know how it broke, but that won't stop me from trying to fix it. Here we go. Now it's obvious beside the crack it's missing some parts, but what I am interested in is to check if the electronics still work. I want to know that before I'm ordering any parts for this guitar. Pretty soon it became quite obvious that there was a problem. Basically, I wasn't getting any sound from the pickup. However, if I turned up the volume, I got some hum from the preamp, which at least indicated that it was receiving power. I attached a string to see if it would make the difference, but nothing changed. I changed the battery, but that didn't help either. And that left me with only one option. I had to open up the guitar to see if I could find the fault. So, I made a discovery. It seems to be that this mic cable wasn't connected to the board. If it popped out when I was working on it, I'm not sure. But I want to check if the problem just was that this cable wasn't connected properly. When I opened the electronics some more, I discovered that a piece had broken off from the input jack of the preamp. Luckily, it seemed possible to glue it back together. I figured using a clamp was a great solution for holding everything in place in order for me to test if my solution to the problem would work. I tested plugging in the mic cable and it clicked in as it should. But now the system didn't have any power, so I started to search faults again. I checked the battery, but I didn't find any fault. But then I discovered that the guitar cable had to be plugged in order for the system to work. Once I connected the cable, everything came back to life and I had sound from the microphone cable. Then it was time for gluing. It took a couple of tries to get everything aligned properly, but eventually I got it. After that, I applied some hot glue to reinforce the repair. I managed to get a good support from the frame. Then it was time for testing. Let's see if this works. It works! So that's good news. And with that out of the way, I could continue by ordering some parts and start fixing the guitar. Here I'm bending the crack open in order to create more space for the glue to get in. And by going over it several times, I can work the glue in deeper. Then flipping the guitar in order to get clamping pressure. After that, cleaning up the mess. Now it's glued, and for the clamping pressure I use this weight that's hanging from the headstock. We have the pivot point here, so it gives a lot of pressure on the rack here. Hopefully it will give the guitar the support it needs when it's all dried. But we just have to wait and see. Moving over to the aesthetics, let's do a time lapse for that. It is looking a lot better now. Though we are not finished yet, things to do, for example, creating a custom nut for this guitar. It didn't have any when I got it, and this is just a blank nut, and it's too wide and too high. So we need to fix that, and I might look over this bridge piece also. It was around this point where the problems started. I might just have been too tired, or maybe I wasn't just at the top of my game. Either way, putting time and effort into something that doesn't turn out the way you hoped can be frustrating. But learning from your mistakes and gaining experience is all part of the process. In the end, that's how you improve. This might be okay. This might be okay. So it's next day, and I'm really glad that I didn't cut the spacings for the strings all the way down, because I probably would have made a mistake. So let me show you. I don't know if you can see this clearly, but this string should be a little bit further that way. Just a touch. Yeah, that's more like it. I fixed that, and so far, so good. Now it's looking a lot better, and I'm really glad I noticed this. So yeah, I think we can roll with this. All this work, all this effort, and then this. I have made a mistake. In short, what happens was I didn't have enough tension on the strings when I made the grooves on the nut. And because I didn't have enough tension, the strings weren't flat like this. They were like, they had a bow in them, which meaning they were higher than it's supposed to be. So when I put some tension on it, they went down, and went down too much. Let's go and get the new nut. I might have been able to fix it using the dust and super glue method on the low E, but I got a new pre-slotted nut, and after some adjustments I moved on. Here I'm installing the new battery box for the guitar. Back to the headstock. Here I'm trying to smooth out the edges again after gluing. And where the wood is visible, I color it darker to help blend in the seam. With that done, I apply lacquer in several layers and try to build up enough thickness to get a smooth and even finish. I tried a few different methods for the polishing, but none of them worked as well as I'd hoped. Plus, I should have used a different lacquer. So yeah, that's that, and it's not perfect, but it's good enough for this kind of guitar. It was broken, now it's functional, so let's go with that. I'm glad to have this project over.